Hi there, this is Miss Fletcher. If you're watching this video, then that means you just opened up the email that I sent out through Infinite Campus. I'm going to try to keep this nice and short and sweet and to the point. Like I said in the email, this is really just a reminder as to some tips and tricks that you can use to help support your student at home so that they're as successful as possible in their science class. What you see on my screen right here is the Canvas homepage. It looks very similar to the same exact view that your student sees every day. This is my teacher view, but that just means I have a few more buttons and things on my screen. Theirs is actually a little bit more streamlined. But either way, I did want to point out some of the really important key features that we have here. What you see right here, this slide that says sixth grade science, this is something that we call our DSI, our daily science instructions. And this is posted on the screen when students walk in every single day. They have a Bellword question that helps to prompt them into thinking and remembering the things that we've been learning in the class. It's a way for me to get their brain from PE or language arts or wherever they came from into thinking about the things that we've been learning. So we're finishing up actually our last day is tomorrow on lesson 3. This has been a whole unit on the Earth's atmosphere and energy and heat transfer, and the students have really been enjoying it. We're wrapping up this lesson with a talk about the seasons. We'll be doing our last lab tomorrow, and they also have their last quick check tomorrow. I'll talk more about that in just a minute. So anyways, this is the DSI. Like I said, the Bellword question is a way for students to get their brains thinking about the things we've been learning. And then I also have the agenda posted so they know exactly what we're going to be doing for that class period, as well as homework and any upcoming important dates for tests, quizzes, labs, projects, things of that nature. So I love this here because everything is all in one place. It's a way for the students to quickly access really important information, and it's also a really good resource for parents. I strongly suggest that parents sit down with their students and they pull up the DSI at night and ask them, okay, let me see the homework that's posted here, show it to me, make sure that it's completed, make sure you have a way to review any of those concepts that are brought up in the homework. And this is just a way for students to help themselves be accountable for their work. Also, it helps students be accountable for studying. If they know they have a test or quiz coming up soon, it'll be posted right here, and that's a way for them to remember, oh, hey, I have a quiz, tomorrow. I should probably go over those notes or the pages in my science notebook that pertain to that content. So I love the DSI for that reason. It's just a really good one-stop, all information resource for students and parents and myself. And then also what's really nice about this is it's a slideshow, slide presentation. So I just do a different slide for each day. And if you notice, if I click on the right or the left of it, it will toggle between each day. So if a student is absent or if they don't remember what homework was a couple days ago, they can always just go to the homepage of Canvas, and find out that the information is all there. Okay. So that's the DSI. That's one of the most important things here. And then again, Canvas just in general is the platform that I use for most all assignments, announcements, anything of that nature. And this little icon over here for modules is going to be very important as well. If you click on that, you'll notice that all the modules are listed here. And they're arranged by week and then what the topic is that we will be studying that week. And in each module, you will see each day listed and all of the assignments or materials or whatever it is that we needed, that we did or needed that day will be posted underneath the day. So if I go to today's date, you'll see here's a link to what we read in our textbook today in class and some notes that we took in class. If you click on that, it will take you directly to a copy of that notebook, page 33. I do scan in every single notebook page. Again, it's a really good resource for absent students or students who maybe didn't finish their notes in class. And then any homework will be listed here as well. So Canvas, like I said, is a great resource for students to find everything all in one place. I will mention that every once in a while I do send home paper homework. It's not very often, maybe 20% of the time. So those do, they do that will come up. However, I always post, mention it here, or if not, attach the file of a blank copy of the homework, just again, so absent students can access the homework and parents can see that it is, listed there as well. So that kind of wraps up Canvas, what I want to make sure I mention here. I have gotten a lot of emails about Canvas grades, and while I won't say that it's, it's not important to check Canvas grades, I would just be careful because again, I do have a few paper assignments, and later in the year I will have a few paper tests as well, and those grades are not factored in into the Canvas grade because they are not given on Canvas. I'm not grading them on Canvas. So the grade in Canvas is not going to be the exact same grade you see in Infinite Campus, because Infinite Campus has all the assignments factored in, and so that's the official grade. So just be careful when you're checking the Canvas grade. Just know that it doesn't contain 100% of the assignments, and so there will be some variation from the grade you see in Canvas to the grade that is posted in Infinite Campus. What else? Oh, quick checks. So I've gotten a few questions about this, and I know I mentioned it at back to school night, but again, not everybody, was able to make it out to that. So just in general, how I structure each unit that we go through, I have one final assessment at the end of the lesson or the unit that we study, and throughout each smaller chunk or portion of that unit, as we're learning and going through the unit, I have something that I do called quick checks. And they look and feel like a real test or quiz, except they're totally practice. And I usually give students 2 tries on each quick check. I keep the higher of the 2 scores. And it's a way for students to kind of self-assess how they're doing with the material. If they score well on the quick check, then they're doing fine. They're going to see very similar questions to those on the quick checks as they will on the actual assessment that they will have at the end of the unit. One good study tool that I always recommend to students and parents is students can always access their quick checks at any point in time. So it would be posted in the module in Canvas. For example, there's one tomorrow. So they can always go back and click on a past quick check, open it up, and if there's questions that they did not get correct, they can go and find the answers in their notebook, in the textbook, in whatever resource that we were using at that point in time. I will say that their notebook is pretty comprehensive. We use this almost daily, and there's a lot of really important stuff in here. So it is important that students are maintaining their notebooks and using them as a study tool as well. So quick checks are a great resource to help prepare for assessments. I encourage students to sit down and even make flashcards, especially of the questions that they missed. Because then that gives them a resource to kind of, review the material on the quick checks again and again in preparation for actual assessments that are going to impact their grade much more than a quick check will. So how we progress through the units, like I said, each chunk that I break the unit into, we'll do a quick check at the end. There's usually 2 or 3 per unit, and then at the end of that unit, they will have an actual assessment that is kind of a combination of all the quick checks put together. And then lastly, I did want to remind students and parents about 7th period. I feel that 7th period is sometimes really underutilized. Sometimes I feel like students don't remember that they can do any classwork that they have in their 7th period. They don't necessarily have to come to me in 7th period. If they don't need help on the assignment, they just need to complete it or make up a science assignment, they can do that during 7th period. Just because they're in their math teacher's 7th period doesn't mean that they can only work on math. I know there are a few exceptions for accelerated math and those certain 7th periods that know that they have a set schedule, but in general, any student can work on any, work in class after they've completed their iReady for the week. So I just wanted to remind students of that. And then also, if students do need help on science, that is an excellent time to come and see me. And the easiest way to do that is just ask during class, during the regular science period, hey, Ms. Fletcher, can I have a 7th period pass? And I'm gladly, I'll fill one out for them, and then they can give that to their 7th period teacher to come and see me to review material. If you have any other questions, then please feel free to reach out. I don't want to make this too long of a video, and I'm already at 9 minutes. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch this, and I look forward to the rest of a great school year. Bye.